Hello, Graduate Extended Studies Committee. This is Nicole Cosby. I am the program director for the Masters of Science in Athletic Training. And so I wanted to, first of all, thank you for getting my proposal onto the agenda so quickly. I know in these times it's hard to shift things around, so I'm extremely thankful to have you guys review this on such short notice. In front of you, you guys have my exceptions policy, I assume, with the changes, but then you also have my short form proposal. And I kind of wanted to take some time to explain it. Normally I'd come to the meeting and be present, but I'll actually be face to face with our athletic training students teaching. And so I figured this would be a second best. But what you have in front of you is a proposal for mainly two key items as it relates to our exceptions policy. And the first one is to remove two courses, our chemistry and our anatomy and physiology requirement within the exceptions policy. And then the other request is to actually add in a sister course to a course that's already listed in our exceptions policy, and that would be KEN 2080L, or Care and Prevention Lab. So I wanted to give the rationale because I think if you have an understanding of the rationale, you'll understand that in reality we really don't have a choice but to do this. So essentially, if you've ever worked in an accredited program, you know that accredited program gets overseen by an accrediting body. Ours happens to be the Commission on Accreditation for Athletic Training Education. Say that 3 times, or I'll refer to it as the CATE. So we had a change in our standards starting July 1st, 2020. This is the first time in 8 years that we've actually seen changes in our professional standards. And so it's been awesome. It's been amazing. But as many of you know, sometimes change is not fun. So in one of the newest standards, and the standards that most programs are actually struggling through at this moment, is the CATE decided to tell us or dictate which program prerequisites were requirements for each of our programs. And so each program now has the same list of prerequisite courses. Where that conflicts with our particular program is 2 of those courses that are listed in our exceptions policies were previously not prerequisite courses, but now are. And those courses are chemistry and anatomy and physiology. So the first proposal is simply just to delete or remove those courses from the exceptions policy, since now they are actually on the list of prerequisite courses. As I've stated before, our second proposal is then to just add in KEN 2080, which is L, which is a care and prevention lab. Most often, most of our students that will matriculate into the Masters of Science in Athletic Training will have taken the lecture component to that KEN 2080, which is already listed in our exceptions policy, but they also typically take the laboratory class as well. So I wanted to add that into the exceptions policy, since it is a course that most students, whether they're here or off campus and transferring it in, will take. So again, just to summarize, my request is to remove chemistry and anatomy and physiology from the exceptions policy because they are now listed as prerequisite courses in our program standards. And again, that isn't a Nicole thing, that is actually a CATE thing. They are dictating what our prerequisites are in order to maintain a satisfactory accreditation. And then my secondary request to that is, since we're removing 2 courses from the exceptions policy, can we add in a sister course that already exists in our current exceptions policy, that is KEN 2080, which is the lecture course. It's already there, but can we add in the lab course to substitute for 2 courses that we're taking out of our exceptions policy? I hope that has been clear. I hope you all are doing well, and I hope you all are staying safe. Again, thank you so much for being willing to review this policy change on such short notice. I think it's extremely important to just state up front that this change is impacting our current enrollment. In other words, we want to make sure that our exceptions policy is up to date so that we can apply it to the students who are applying and submitting applications to matriculate into the program in July of 2021. So I know it seems so far out, but we're actually experiencing some students or applications or applicants, who have or fall under the exceptions criteria. So we want to make sure we have the appropriate list of courses in our exceptions criteria. Thank you again. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day.